Oh, mate. Right. So we started off in the 4 hour time frame, and already from what I'm looking at, we've got a point where we've got two peaks, and the first peak, if you're looking at it, the first one, if you remember from the previous videos, was at
Yeah,
438, and then we've had a
yeah,
new peak which is at 439, which
yeah,
is like just a minute increase from the previous one.
yeah,
Um, and it looks like we might be forming another dip at the moment in between those two peaks.
yeah,
Um, so that's where I'd go with the 4 hour time frame.
uh-huh,
The 15 minute, um, we did have a stability line for a little bit, and it was held higher than the previous one.
yeah,
However, it does, as I was saying, referring back to the 4 hour time frame, looks like it's going to be forming another dip.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
As for the minute time frame, where things get a bit more interesting, it does show a, a much more stronger indication of a dip
Yeah,
rather than a rise for the time being. So, considering about buying and selling points, I think at the moment we're looking on the stronger side of a buying point forming rather than a big increase where people should be considering to sell. Because at the
yeah,
moment, from what I'm seeing, is we're struggling to get past that 438, 439 mark, and that's the point where people are selling, which is causing these dips.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so, I mean, if people are considering to sell and wanting to pull out, then that sort of mark is ideal. However, my personal belief is that because our last peak on the 4 hour mark was just that tiny bit higher, I reckon the next time it rebounds and is able to form its next peak, it will be higher than the 439 mark, and we'll see
Yeah,
it in the 440s, maybe even higher.
yeah. Hopefully, we get a close in that area as well, not like
Yeah,
a wick, not no pressure. But no,
yeah,
I agree with you. I'm recording my bits. I'm recording my perspective as well, so we can just switch between the two. But
yeah,
right on the 4 hour.
yeah,
Um, I'm recording it, so I'll just speak to it as I'm looking at it. So
yeah. That's fine. I'm looking
we
at it as
got
well.
I've got my 8 and 14 moving averages, which I've got on my screen,
Right.
and on the 8 EMA, I thought that this was going to hold, and I thought we were just going to go up to the 430 level from here. But then the next candle on the 4 hour, we've kind of dipped below the 8 EMA, and we haven't yet touched the 14 EMA. We've got an hour and
Right.
13 minutes until the 4 hour close, so if we close below this 14 EMA, then um, I'm not really sure. Like I said, I'm looking at this. I can't really give a say on it. I agree with what you said, but just looking at this by myself without hearing your take, I wouldn't have been able to come up with something. But if we get a close
Yeah.
below this 14 EMA, then I don't really know what's going to happen. It could go down to the 335 level again, but it is resisting this 14 EMA, so
Yeah.
I do think it's going to go up again, like you said, and because it is just, I don't.
What,
It's a
what's
difficult one.
what's your like rough bracket for what it could dip down to? Because at the moment we're sitting fairly stable at like 374,
Yeah.
but it doesn't show any indications of going
Yeah.
much higher.
If it closes below the 14 EMA on the 4 hour, on and we've gone hourly to see what it's doing. So we've just had an EMA crossover on the hourly, which is bearish. So the red's crossed over the blue. I don't know. It's such a difficult one because it's so fucking like there's structure to it, but there's not enough to like you know
Yeah.
um it could go down to the 354, 55 level. It could do. Um, but then again, like I think it's just gonna. I think worst case scenario at the moment, I think it's gonna go. It could go to like 365 and then just go back up again. Um, like I said, I doubt we're gonna have a close below the 14 EMA, but if we do, then it will go down. It will go down a
Mm.
bit.
Do you know what our previous dip was? Like the previous peak of our last dip?
Um,
Because just off of memory, I think it was around 338, weren't it?
Yeah.
Like input on it, I do not think it will touch that 338 mark or go below it. Just
338. Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah.
I got it on my. Yeah, I got it here. Yeah, 338. Let me mark it up real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I very much doubt it's going to go below there. But then again, like I said, if it closes below the 14 EMA, which is on my screen, then we will just have to keep looking at it because I couldn't give an input from there. I just have to stare at it for a while.
Yeah.
But, no, yeah, I very much doubt it will go below the 338, 337 line.
Yeah,
I very
I
much doubt
don't
that.
know if you've picked this up in the past few days when we've been analysing, we have been at this 375, 370 sort of mark.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Which
No, I can
yeah.
see previous resistance here as well. Like I'm showing it on my screen.
Yeah,
I'll mark it up actually. Yeah.
it does just seem to be like our sitting point in between either dips or increases.
Mhm. I'm looking at the price action here, and I know I haven't been looking at it for long, but price is just it keeps bouncing off that area.
Yeah,
And I'm looking here, like the candlesticks, and price has bounced perfectly. It's closed perfectly on 375 twice in a row, and wicked on it once. It wicked on it 1, 2, 3 times, and these were all next to each other. So this is like clearly an area of support and resistance. Well, support now, but resistance in the past.
yeah.
But no, mate. Honestly, I think it is just struggling. So I do think it will. The overall, it's going to go up, like you said.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it could either form a next dip that we've got in between the first two peaks and then form another peak, or it could just make another new peak past the 439 mark. At the moment, indication is showing probably it's more probable on the favour of a dip than a peak, but again, that can all change within the next 4 or so hours.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, I think that's all I've really got to say on it.
Yeah, me too.
There's not really much we can say really, like where it's gonna, like we have in the previous videos. But
yeah, I think we've covered some decent points for people to note. Anyway, we've done okay. We just got to wait out some more.
Just a waiting game now, isn't it? Especially because we're at this level, we're in this like consolidation. It is literally just a waiting game. You can't do anything apart from wait.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot easier for us because we're already invested in it. But as for people who are looking to invest, my best advice would be to kind of look out for this formation that's happening in the 4-hour mark, and if it does start forming a dip, then that's where they would want to slide in.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it's doing the opposite and going up, then I would advise against it just because of the nature of it. It tends to be very jumpy, and they could see themselves in a dip very soon.
I agree, mate.
That's all I've got to say on that. I think we'll end that there.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.